Bring up the topic of proteins in any dining table and you'll be hit with a different assortment of views, myths, do's and don'ts. Some say it renders your kidney useless, while others say it's the miracle to weight loss. So what actually is the truth? Today, we'll be discussing about proteins and what you should know about it. There are a few basic things you need to know about protein. Number one, protein is a basic fundamental nutrient to your body. Now, generally speaking, proteins are responsible for growth, but it goes way more than that. Your hair, your eyeballs, your skin, your nails, everything about you is made up of protein, about 15% actually. However, even to the cellular level, your cells, your hormones, your antibodies, your enzyme, everything about you up to your DNA is made up of proteins. Just like any other macronutrients like carbohydrates or fats, without proteins, you cannot survive and function optimally. Number two, proteins are not only for bodybuilders and athletes. To many people, they feel only bodybuilders and athletes require proteins. However, while it is true that their body experiences more wear and tear from the activities they conduct, our bodies also experience some basic wear and tear from breathing, from walking, from daily life really. And because of that, everybody needs proteins. Number three, your protein sources do matter. Not all proteins are created equal, and for simplicity's sake, there are essentially two types of protein groups you need to remember: animal protein and plant protein. Animal proteins are generically the idea we get when people talk about protein, so things like your fish, your meat, your cheese, your dairy, all of these fall under animal-based proteins. On the other hand, there are plant proteins, so foods like beans, legumes, both are great protein choices. However, a simple reminder is to always go for lean proteins, vegetable proteins and fish as much as possible as a daily staple, with the fattier cuts of deep fried proteins, be it vegetable, fish or animal proteins for that matter, as a bare minimum, only occasionally. Number four, there is too little and also too much protein for everyone. So what happens if you eat too little protein? Growth can be impaired, but so can overall function, strength, your immune system. Essentially, your entire body's systems can be at risk, and in severe cases, it can even lead up to water buildup or edema. On the other hand, overconsumption of proteins does not bring any additional health benefits, and in fact, it's likely to bring more health risks for you. Think of it this way: when you're consuming more proteins, you're also consuming more of whatever is in the protein package of choice. For example, if you're consuming more red meats, that can also mean more calories, and in a total excess calorie point of view, it can lead to weight gain. From an animal fat point of view, it can also lead to higher risk of certain heart-related diseases and also certain types of cancer. Number five, portion is key. So, how much is enough then? Well, most of us hit the bare minimum. We probably need about 1 gram of proteins for every kilogram of body weight we have. So for example, if you weigh 60 kilograms, that's 60 grams of protein in a day. That translates to about, in 3 meals context, about 1 palm size of protein in all meals. So for example, it could be a palm size of tuna for breakfast, 2 soft-boiled eggs, a cup of yogurt. For lunch, for dinner, it could be a palm size of fish, a palm size of chicken, in accordance with your other vegetables and also your carbs. Number 6, start planning a protein pantry. So at this point, you're probably trying to figure out which meals you probably lack proteins. And if you're like any one of us, you probably realize it's breakfast, because most breakfast is just carbs heavily laden with sugar and fats. To solve this simple problem, all you need to do is just to plan ahead. What I like to recommend is to always have some protein stocked items in your pantry. Start having protein food items such as canned tuna and water, low-fat dairy items, eggs. These are things that can be stored easily in your pantry, both at home and even in your office. If that sounds too much work for you, you can also consider ready-made protein drinks and supplements that would help you get your protein intake in the morning. They come in an assortment of flavors, so just make sure that they are low in added sugars, sufficient in protein intake, and if possible, high in added fiber. So now you know, proteins are not some kind of miracle drugs, nor is it something you need to completely abstain from to stay alive. Just like anything else, moderation is always the key.